Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Couscous and this is the Get Ahead family. On this channel, I share information on how to migrate abroad through jobs and through studies. In today's video, this is like a continuation of my experience of how I got a job in the UK, how I got a visa sponsored job in the UK from Nigeria. So there's part 1, there's part 2. If you haven't watched it, I don't even know what you've been waiting for. You should catch up. You are late. But it's not too late because you can always catch up. So in today's experience, I'm going to be sharing my experience of how I got a house. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of this video, I'd like to introduce the sponsor of this video, Amber Students. Amber Students is a platform that provides student accommodation for students at different study abroad destinations. They have a whole lot of accommodations on their websites that you can go through and select, and they have a whole team that are available to assist you in the paperwork and in avoiding all the obstacles that international students usually experience. So please visit the website. I'm going to put the link in the description box so that if you're planning to study abroad, especially UK, US, Australia, you can visit the website, go through the accommodation, see the requirements, and book an accommodation that is nearest to your university within your budget. We all know that there's been housing crisis in the UK. I have some friends in London, but my job is not in London, right? So I was like, how am I going to do it? I will need a house. So I started searching for houses on Spare Room and Zoopla and all those other websites that have, private accommodation. Houses are expensive. So I started searching. I would see a house. I'm in the process of, speaking to the landlord. Before you know it, they ghost me. They say, oh, they've given it to somebody else. Because I was not in the UK, the people that were physically present would get the house. Because I'm not around, I will not get the house. And when I say that, when the hand of God is upon you, your life will be at ease. Even if the things that were supposed to be difficult will become easy. That's what I'm talking about with this whole house thing. And then I found this house that I had saved right from the first day I started house hunting. I had seen this house and I saved it somewhere on Spare Room. So I kept on checking for other houses. And every time I go back to this house, I'm like, this house is still here. I think it's a bit too far. I wanted a place that was like maybe a walking distance to my workplace, maybe 10 to 20 minutes from my workplace. So this one was like 30 minutes and 30 to 40 minutes from my workplace. So I was like, it's a bit far, I don't want it, but I saved it up somewhere. So every time somebody disappointed me, I came to look at this house again. And finally, when I felt like I did not have any other option, I told them to do a virtual viewing for me. So we scheduled a virtual viewing. The lady, she was so nice. She did the viewing for me. She viewed my room. She showed me the garden. It has a door that you can exit into the garden. The house is very small, right? But I was like, at this point, I have no other option. She showed me the flatmates and all of that. So I liked the place. It was clean, it was neat, but it was just very tiny. And it wasn't as close as I would want it to be close, right, to my workplace. After the virtual viewing, I told her that I was going to get back to her the following day and that I'll let them know if I'm willing to take the accommodation. They were like, okay, no problem. 1 hour after that virtual meeting, she sent me a message. The agent sent me a message. She was like, hey, how are you? I just wanted to let you know that the next person that viewed the house after you is willing to take it. And I just wanted to let you know before I give it to them. Are you still interested? Are you going to take it? If you want it, you have to take it now. Otherwise, we are going to give it out. I was like, hey! What thing I go do? I wanted somebody that I knew to come and view the house physically. So I had told the girl, will you come and view? The girl said, okay, I'll go and see it tomorrow. Only for you to call me 1 hour later and say that you're going to give out the house. I was in that very moment, I was like, because I had searched for a house for like 2 weeks, I didn't see anything. Nothing was coming forth. No one was even, the ones that you are discussing before you know it, they say somebody else has taken it. And I didn't want to come and live in a hotel because it's very expensive. I was like, okay, I'm going to take it. Taking the house is not the issue. It's the fact that I had to pay 1 month rent, deposit equivalent of 1 month rent, and not just deposit equivalent. I had to agree to a certain moving date. So my job was meant to begin on the first of the following month. The landlord said that they needed to give out the house latest by 24th of the previous month. And I hadn't gotten my visa as at then. So I got this house like maybe 15th of the month, and the landlord said they needed to give out the house latest 24th of the month. And I hadn't gotten my visa by then. What if they do? I say I'm gonna get the job, I don't get visa. I was like, okay, I'll take it. So I needed to pay for 1 week remaining of the month for the new month and then for the deposit. Where is the money? So my people, it was not easy. I had to run like helter skelter to look for money. So I gathered all my savings and everything. I told them I will pay. I will pay. You want? I will pay. So I had to pay like a holding deposit of £100 to hold down the house, just so that they knew that I'm serious. So when I paid the holding deposit, they now, communicated my details to the landlord. They started sending me paperwork. The paperwork was not here. Plenty paperwork. I was filling form every day. I dey fill form. Every day I dey fill form. Because they do all their things online, on DocuSign. Every time, fill this form. I read through all the contracts. See, always read through your contract. Know what you're getting yourself into. I read through all the contract. I paid the money. They said I needed to pay the 1 week rent for the month that was left, then the 1 month rent I was moving in, and the 1 month equivalent rent, it took almost everything to like £2,000. Somebody that is just relocating, I bought flight ticket, I paid visa fees, I pay IHS, I still have to pay for up to £2,000 for house. This is why you should be saving money. If you are not saving money, I don't know what you're doing. Because when they say prepare for opportunities, it does not just mean gather skills. It means save up, because there are some opportunities that will come and you have a very limited time to accept it. And if you do not have funds available, Oyo is your case. So I paid the money and I told them that okay, I'm moving in, I'm coming on because my flight was on the 5th of the following month. Since my job was supposed to start on the 1st, I had told them that I was looking for a cheaper flight ticket. I couldn't find a cheaper flight ticket. The only time I found a ticket that was like £600. Was it £600 or £400? Yeah, £600. The ticket I found that was like £600 was for the 5th of the following month. So I had to take it. So I had to tell my employer that, okay, can I start on the 8th instead of the 1st? They were like, no problem. So I now arrived. I had paid my rent. My rent, I started counting from 24th of the following month. 2 weeks rent gone. So I now arrived on the 5th of the month. I arrived to London Heathrow. When I got the visa, I sent the visa vignette to the agent, the accommodation agent, the property agent. They said, okay, they've seen, but they want my share code, my right to rent share code. That without right to rent share code, you cannot check in. They cannot give you the key to the house. I say, So when I arrived in the UK on the 6th of the month, I think. When I arrived in the UK on the 6th of the month, I did not have my right to rent share code, because after your visa is out, you need your BRP. And your BRP comes out from 10 to 14 days after your visa decision is out. So, I arrived in the UK. I still needed to wait for some days to get my BRP. So I stayed with my friend in London. And I was coming to work from London. And it was very stressful. Because my landlord would not allow me to check in because I don't have a right to rent. Because my BRP was not ready. So good thing is, at least I stayed back in Nigeria for extra 2 weeks after I got my visa. You know, my visa was priority, so it came out in 4 days. So I still stayed back after 2 weeks because I was looking for a cheap flight ticket. So that was even why when I got into the UK, in 3 days I was able to get my BRP. Because if I had left Nigeria 2 to 3 days immediately after my visa was out, I would have still stayed in the UK for like 10 days before my BRP would be out. Because without your BRP, you cannot get your share code. You need your BRP ID number to be able to generate your share code. Drama. So I now, arrived. I stayed with my friend's house. In 3 days, I was able to get my share code, my BRP, and then I was able to generate my share code. That was when they allowed me to move into the house. So I'm going to end this video here and show you guys a tour of the house. It's a very tiny place, to be honest, but I'm grateful for it because it's not easy to even get a house, even for those who are here, let alone for somebody who did not get the house from here. I was in Nigeria when I got the house. So that's literally it. I'm going to allow you guys to see a tour of the house and let me know what you think in the comment section. Look at all my things. Look at me. Ooh. My things are all over the place. So yeah, this is a very tiny room. That is the bed. These are my items that I just, brought. This is the other part of the room facing the inner side. So this was kept, this is like a bed cover. The items they kept for me when I came. The bed has a storage.
And this is what the storage looks like. This is literally the only thing that saves me from the tiny house, because I get to store a lot of things there. They kept tissue for me. They kept, toilet brush. That's the key. And foot mat. That's like a greetings card. And there's the toothbrush there, the greetings card. Yeah, and then the cotton board. And this box, nice box. And then there's this tiny tea bag with lots of sweets and snacks. And then a bag. It had dawned on me that I was going to be staying in this tiny little room. Let me just do a quick tour of the toilet for you guys. This is the bathroom and the toilet. That's the mirror and that's the extractor. And this is the shower, my tiny little shower that you can close and stay in there for as long as you want. Yeah, and everything that I saw, of course it was a virtual tour, so it was literally the same. There were no surprises. I had seen all of this on video. And that is my toilet seat and my flusher. That's the tissue holder. This one is warm. Towel hanger and all is warm. I love a warm house, so I'm gonna take it all the way. When it's warmer, then I can reduce it. I'm gonna put my toiletries here, my skincare and everything. I have this here. Put this here. So here is the cabinet with the mirror. It's a pretty accommodating cabinet. And then I really love this rack here. And these are like IKEA racks for your cabinet. They are very helpful. Yes, and it is time to begin the setup. I know that the room is very tiny, but I was happy that it was really clean, because I would rather take a tiny, clean and sparkling house where all the amenities are new, no stains, than taking a spacious house that has stains on the tiles, stains on the wall, or molds. Like literally, I like a tiny little space that is sparkling clean, because I do not like to see dirt, especially in the bathroom. I don't want to see any stains on the tiles. No, take me out of it. Anyways, guys, that's me setting up, and that brings us to the end of this video. Let me know if you enjoyed it, and drop any questions you may have in the comments. Subscribe if you are yet to subscribe. I'll be bringing more videos about my relocation, so stay tuned. Let me know what videos you would like to see. If you have any other questions, put in the comment section. I'll be here to answer you. Subscribe, share this video to other people. I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye.